Greetings and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
And Pugs Dread.
Namaste. Howdy.
Good to see you guys. How's your weeks going?
Can go faster.
So far, so good.
Oh, that's
Slow.
good to hear. Good to
Okay.
hear. Well, slow's good. Slow's good.
No, technically, snow's not good, right? Fast
it's
is
not
better.
good.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Some
Yeah.
things. The week going by slowly sucks. I want anyway. Fuck it.
You got
I'm sorry. I didn't make the
That's
3
all right.
minutes.
I didn't give the reminder.
That's all right. You got the rain coming, so that's kind of rare.
Excited for that. Hope
In
it
that
drowns some
area.
people.
I've had a pretty good week. I can't complain. It's like 70 degrees
Good.
today. It's nice. It's beautiful. So
That's California cool.
yeah. No, I'm like, I don't know. The older I get, I'm ready for the cold to just go. Never bothered me before, but just want it over and done with.
We don't experience it enough. We
Yeah.
well, I don't. I know you don't like it, Todd, but you give you a chance to watch the thing.
It's the only good thing about it. But yeah, I don't like the cold.
Yeah. I can't imagine you, Todd. You would be like a fucking nightmare. Like, I can't even picture you in like Indiana or Wisconsin or Michigan or somewhere where it's super cold. Like, you bitch when it's like 60 degrees.
It's California cold.
Yeah, it's okay. Here's the thing, Dan. I don't want to do this in the middle of the show at the very beginning, but what the hell? It is a different cold. Like, you can be like, I'll be in Arizona and it'll be the same degrees and it's not as cold. It's a different cold.
A little bit, but I mean, it's never.
It is. It is.
Okay.
And we're not built for that, California natives.
Okay, I understand. I've lived in
You understand we live in a fucking desert, right?
I get it, Todd.
Okay.
I get it. Defensive. I'm just saying. Don't handle it well.
Drop an N-word.
So we're coming off of an interesting week. We got like everything that everybody's been waiting for, it seems, coming to Blu-ray 4K with the Prom Night sequels and Fright Night 2 and 976 Evil 2, I guess, to a lesser extent.
Oh, that's like out of the ones that I'm like most excited, but the two prom nights and that.
Over Prom Night 2, though.
I said the two prom nights and that.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that's finally happening now.
But we'll get into this topic more because I've already reached out to someone to guest. So,
Ooh, okay. I'm very curious to.
you know who it is.
Yeah, no, I know who it is. I've got to tease it like it's a big surprise,
Okay.
but I know who it is. Yeah. So we're very excited about that. I don't know if there's anything else much in the way of news that I've seen. I know Ready or Not 2's finally happening. I thought they had announced it before, but I guess it's all official now and it's a go. Other than that, it's just like Scream shit that I don't know that I particularly.
That's not cool anymore. That the cool kids have dictated. We all hate now. Is that what
But
the
you
problem
always
is,
bring
Dan?
it up. Like,
I
if
know.
you don't give a shit about it, shut the fuck up.
I know
about it.
they do. They do about everything. Just
Yeah.
like the weird group of like middle-aged white men obsessed with the Snow White remake is
Oh,
just
you are
a
obsessed.
whole nother thing.
Why do they got to be white, Todd?
Why do you got to be obsessed with Snow White? That has nothing to do with you. That's for a bunch of little girls.
I'm not obsessed with Snow White.
How many times have you brought it out unprovoked for no reason?
I have brought up that the Gal Gadot thing is weird.
What, that you want to fuck one over the other so she should be Snow White?
Good
No,
for
that's
them
your
both,
weird
Todd.
idea.
Thank you very much. But Gal Gadot is like
Todd,
everyone-
come on.
Proving my point right here. You guys see this, right?
she might
Dan,
look
keep
like
going.
a fish, but she's cute enough fish.
Okay.
Anyways,
Point proven. Thank you.
all
Good
right.
Booth, not my Snow White.
Yeah, it'll probably make some money. I don't know.
Well, the people who are excited about seeing it, little girls are. So I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan's not going to be there front row with his with his Snow
Oh,
White.
maybe
beard.
He
I
might
would go
just show up
see
in
Snow
khaki
White.
pants and a little fucking sign that says "Not my Snow White" with Cliff Booth. Although I don't think him and Cliff Booth will get along.
I've got Opus this weekend. I don't know if I can do. Well, no, that's not out this week, is it?
JG Michael, thank God. Only podcast that'll slam both sides of the American culture war. That's my boys. This pound, buddy.
And JG asked about the track we use for our intro. I'd have to look it up. I don't even know the name of it. It's one, I found on a copyright royalty-free thing through one of the services I do. So
Been a minute. I was gonna say.
yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I'd have to find the actual track now. It's now just with the video. I don't even remember the name.
One day we have to do like a sitcom entrance, like intro. I think
I'm into that.
Yeah, like I
Oh,
don't
man.
know who's like
I just-
Kramer. Like
No, I want you to enter the room in your white robe and just take off the white cone and just.
Why do you go dark? I said sitcom, like
Look at me.
wholesome sitcom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Crazy House, wholesome sitcom. Speaking of wholesome sitcoms,
I can run in and there's big blue and red lights flashing outside.
I come in with an elote,
Yeah.
or I just bring my cartoon from a day of selling.
Just a pack of oranges.
What sitcom does Flesh Wound kind of emulate? Friends, maybe?
I'm gonna punch you in the face for using the
Jesus
whitewashed
Christ.
version of Living Single to show that they ripped the fuck off with a bunch of fucking white people and made $1 billion. God.
I'm a fan of
Did
both.
they really rip off Living Single?
Yes.
No,
100%.
Todd broke it down in an episode before, and yeah, I have to
100%.
co-sign. They did.
100%.
Did they?
Yes.
I mean, I watched both.
100%. It is the whitewashed version.
Yeah.
Living Single, the exact same thing. You can even go to character breakdowns too.
Yeah.
They fucking took the fucking popular show from Fox, put a bunch of fucking white people at NBC that shit.
They had one black person in Friends at the end.
Marcel?
I will agree. It's
Yeah,
pretty.
I don't know.
Not a
cast.
Jesus Christ, bud.
Not a cast member though, just a guest star.
No,
Yeah.
wasn't
I
I
didn't even have Negro icon Cody Rhodes.
Raheem?
Yeah, Cody Rhodes.
all right, well we can do in Living Single. We can do
In
that.
Living
Booth, they
Single.
can't do How I
Okay,
Met
there
Your
we go.
Father.
Living Single, sorry. I wanted to go in living color there for a little bit.
I got it.
I could be Fire Marshal Bill.
Tina, or what was your fucking name?
Vera DeMilo. That's
Vera DeMilo. There you go. Anyway, we're way off the rails. What we got going on?
We're way off the rails, but that's okay. I think that's pretty much
I
all
got
I've
the mock dance, so I'm good.
Sir, well, I got to be shamed for having a disagreement on Snow White. You made me drop my notes, Todd.
No one disagreed. I don't think the movie's going to be great. I just think you're oddly obsessed with it. Like all
Not
the
my
other-
fight.
Made me drop my notes. Now everything's
He's
all
like, oh, and I got to pull this out. The Snow White comment there and there.
fuck yeah. Todd.
Dan's pissed off. He couldn't get it with his A-list ticket to the fan event, and he doesn't get his
You know what I
free
want?
Snow White dress.
I want the Chad Ferrin Snow White.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
That is what I fucking want. I want Bailing is Snow White. I want
She's got the bangs. Yeah.
fuck yeah. I want that. I want that to happen. All right.
I'm not going to make the joke.
Enough of my nonsense. Let's get right into the show this evening and kick things off with a movie that you're all going to want to hear about. Been excited to talk about this one for a while. We have Unspeakable Beyond Wall of Sleep from director Chad Ferrin. And in this film, renowned, I can never say this word, but renowned ontologist Ambrose London is requested to appear at Arkham Asylum to study the strange case of dissociative identity disorder in patient James Phelps / Joe Slater. So I remember we heard about this a while ago, and Unspeakable, Todd, I know is one of your all-time favorite trauma movies.
It's my favorite non-Lloyd Kaufman directed trauma movie.
So yeah, I know it's held a special place in your heart for a long time. 25 years later, we're getting a sequel. And when it was announced, I was kind of like, wait, what?
Because you're combining the Lovecraft and then the Unspeakable.
Yeah, not two things that you would kind of expect to meet. So I was very curious, like, how the hell are we gonna make this work? But I was intrigued, and it works. It definitely works. I mean, it's kind of Lovecraftian exploitation at this point, which it's Lovecraft by way of trauma. And oh man, the opening, you're gonna know whether this movie's for you in the first 5 minutes, which we'll get to where this is streaming and everything. But monster cocks. We got this sort of
Joe Castro created monster cocks.
Friend of the show, Joe Castro.
And he cameos.
We have Phelps entering prison after the events of the first film, which I will say off the bat, you don't have to see the first Unspeakable to understand this.
There's a couple things that don't line up if you watch them back to back.
Yeah.
Which I noticed. Yeah, so you don't need to see the. I'm by all accounts, I'm saying 100% see it, but there is one thing that is off. One big thing I thought. Well, I would say off. That was changed.
Yeah.
Not enough poop.
You get a lot of cock in place of cock.
Turning their frown upside down. So
you have the Phelps character entering prison, and
played by the same actor, Roger Garcia, back to play middle-aged James Phelps. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, actually, Alice, the actress that plays Alice, Tamara Knoll, I believe, from the OG, returns. I know Alina Madison steps in to play Heather. It was Lee Silver in the OG. I mean, 25 years later, to have an indie movie like this and still be able to get somebody, 25 years later, I mean, my God, I think is really awesome. And yeah, we go straight into Lovecraftian territory. It all works. It all, for the most part, makes sense. And Chad Ferrin's one of those directors with a very distinct style, which I love. I mean, we have so many product movies and just stuff that's just kind of shat out just to get clicks on Tubi, and this is just about as crazy as anything he's ever done. If you've seen his movies, Chad does some wild shit. But that first scene, we got this Nazi character who's like basically immediately, like, I think within like 10 seconds is trying to we're past 3 minutes, mouth fuck the poor Phelps character.
That sounds a little more consensual than what he was trying to do, Dan.
Yes, non-consensual oral copulation. There you go. I cleaned it up. And yeah, that's where we kind of kick things off with some genital trauma. Let's just say there's a lot of genital trauma in this film.
Yes, there is.
And I'm just like, okay, here we go. This is still unspeakable, but I've got a lot to say. But hot tag, Todd, I mean, one of your favorite trauma movies of all time. Did this work for you? Because taking this into cosmic horror territory is not what I would have expected.
I am very excited to hear what you think, Todd.
It's I really enjoyed this. Not what I would have expected for a follow-up to Unspeakable.
Sure.
But I like what they did. I like it's such a Chad Ferrin movie. It gives me everything I want from it.
We've been saying since childhood, the one thing I always wanted to see was John Connor fucking Ginger Lynn Allen.
Which I will say, that had to be really fucking uncomfortable or weird to say the least, considering it's Ron Jeremy's homeboy. But we'll just leave that. I mean, they were like, yeah, okay. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
His
but
next,
I couldn't not
think
think about it while I was watching. I was like, that has to just be weird. Like, you just try not to bring him up, I guess. Okay. Well,
yeah, you're great. It didn't dawn on me at all until right now. So,
but yeah, it was. Oh man, I didn't even. It. Yeah, I just like the effects, like the all this. You could, and I know Joe Castro comedy. He had like a great time doing it. I'm not surprised with the fucking dick monsters and all the weirdness in here.
You can tell everyone having a good time on set, man.
Yeah. But yeah, it's because I've like of the Lovecraft stuff, because I am picky. Like the stuff he's done over the past few, he's done a few films with that in there, and I've liked them all. I mean, I want more.
not the easiest thing to tackle on a budget. And I mean, for those unaware, Beyond the Wall of Sleep was a short story from 2019, and it was initially published in Pine Cones and then reprinted in Fantasy Fan, and of course Weird Tales in 1934, where most people read it. And Lovecraft's not easy to adapt. I mean, we've talked about it before. I'm a reader as well, and Lovecraft doesn't, you kind of got to fill in the gaps there trying to adapt his stuff into film. And I love that Chad. Yeah, I love that Chad's got this really distinct vision for it, because I'm a Lovecraftian aficionado. I'm also a trauma aficionado, so I appreciate this just wild, fucked up
aficionado there.
Gore, and well, you're the ultimate aficionado with trauma. But,
I'm not, but I'm on the show. I will.
Yes. Man, like this movie's just bonkers. I think Edward Furlong, who. It's been well publicized. He's had his issues throughout the years, but you forget just how talented he is. I mean, Jim and Judy, Pecker, the John Waters film. I mean, that's a very talented guy. And I think this is one of the better roles I've seen him in a long time.
I always love hearing him say, man, hey, man. Like, it feels right.
Yeah. No, he's fantastic, and we get a lot of the familiar faces from Chad's recent films. Susan Prever, Robert Miano, and of course Bai Ling, who comes in a little late, but it's always great to see Bai.
I know you were losing your shit when she showed up. Like, question me.
I've met her at a few conventions. She's always
security have to stop
hilarious. I behave, pugs. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the Nazi character Sturgis. I mean, this is like one of those movies. I got a call from a friend, and I had ran to the fridge, so the movie was playing, and it's just I can't remember what he overheard. I think it was the Sturgis part, and he's just like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
Family recordings, it's all good.
Yeah, man. And I don't know exactly what his budget is. I'm sure it's not super high, but
I'm gonna go with it's more than the first one. Quite a bit.
Well, I heard a story at one point. I don't know if it was a panel or something, that he like had to sell his house or something to get Unspeakable made. If I recall, I can correct me if I'm wrong there, but I know like that.
Well, he played the long game and won, so thank you.
Yeah. I hope Unspeakable, maybe a Vinegar Syndrome release at some point.
No.
Well, now we can get a double pack. For me, this movie kicked a lot of ass. It went totally a direction I had no idea I even wanted or like felt would be cool. So bravo on that, because it is different, but it feels the same. Just that has that uneasy, uncomfortable nastiness going on. Not enough poop to compare to the first one, but it makes. What was your joke earlier? Not enough cock, but more caca. That was hilarious.
There you go.
I love the Nazi guy. Like, I wanted more. If we can get a side story, I'm down with that. Edward Furlong kicked all the ass in the world. He felt like an older John Connor from number 2, and that is a compliment. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. He did fantastic. I want to see more from him. Hopefully we get more. Where the movie lands, awesome. Let's keep going. And the cockfights. Guys, guys, this is amazing. I had such a blast.
A different kind of cockfight. Yeah,
I wasn't gonna say, but yes, this is the designs that they have. I think Geiger would have
worm creature that was awesome. Like kind of like a Freddy Krueger type thing.
You look like the screaming painting mixed with Freddy Krueger brought to life, and it was gross. Joe's apartment, kind of. And the animation also is fucking great. So bravo. I liked it a lot.
This is one of those movies like I watch and I'm nervous watching it because of how much I love the original one.
Yeah.
And I just don't want it to suck. That's it. I mean, knowing Chad's recent track record, I wasn't like worried. Like I knew no matter what I was going to get something I liked. Like I said, is it where I would have like thought it was going to go? Absolutely not.
No.
Am I happy where it went? I am. It adds another layer to the original one too, like with the whole dual personality thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it lines up perfectly, but it definitely adds something to it. It's I'd take more in the Unspeakable world always. So
also, real quick, I just want to shout out to the disposal scene that piranha, and I don't want to give it away.
Yeah,
but that made me clap. I'm like, that was fucking cool. Let's do more of this. So yeah, it's
the actors in his films are troopers too, because you got to do some really wild shit in here. Robert Miano, it's an older actor to go out there and free ball it like
Steve
that.
Railsback, my guy.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Lou Temple in a smaller role. Like
I'm hoping we see Edward Furlong folded into the Chad Ferrin acting troupe, and we start seeing pop up in more of his future films too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Good to see him again.
Yeah, the core guys that you see pop. We see him throughout all of his recent films. Like, yeah, he'd be a nice one to see.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so I'm curious to get everybody's takes on this one.
Yeah, I can't wait for everyone to check this out and have it.
Yeah.
I hope it goes viral. Brian Trash, a sequel. Yes, sir.
Yes, it is. It's a sequel to the 2020 Unspeakable
2000.
Oh, so yeah, sorry, right. I added the 20 years. The 2000 Trauma distributed Unspeakable, which you can see that on Tubi and Trauma Now and a few other places. So if you haven't seen it, I mean, that's one I always recommend. Like, first one, if someone asks what's a Trauma movie, that's one I'm gonna say.
I wonder if it's uncut on Tubi.
I haven't watched it on Tubi, but most of the Trauma stuff is.
How does Tubi feel about shit? I don't
I think it's still on there. Now, see, they're gonna make me check the runtime. Oh shit. I forgot what I was gonna say about this one.
Well, speaking about this
on
one, it's streaming a few different places, but
it's streaming everywhere. But we'll talk about this because Pugs. I'm assuming you checked out the uncut one after.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'll just say the reason why it didn't affect me at all is because the black bars were over the human penises. When they were monsters, I saw it. So I was like, oh, well, BFD. Didn't register at all.
I called Todd up like after that first scene, and we were like, well, is it like some artistic choice? And I'm like, no, he would have shown the cock, Todd. I want the cock.
Well, I didn't, and obviously I didn't want to watch it because I didn't want any spoilers going in. So I just took Dan's word.
We demand the cock.
And I'll
America.
straight up, because we got the screener from Breaking Glass
Breaking Glass.
Pictures.
Yeah. Thank you,
And-
by the way.
Yes, thank you very much. And well, we wanted to make sure we got the best, so I had reached out to Chad, and
I got the memo late, but
Yeah,
I was trying to get in the movies. Crunch time, guys.
so we got to see it uncut. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you
And
very much.
and yeah, I went back and spot checked, and like, yeah, if you want less dick, then you're fine. You can go.
Yes. Didn't bother me.
Kruger was like, less dick, okay. But yeah, as long as you get monster dick, that's that. I guess that's important.
Yeah.
But
Which is
you
why I
can-
was like, oh well, that's weird, but okay. I'll go.
But yeah, so if you want to get it uncut, which obviously we're going to recommend, Dan, Dan always says more dick.
Non-kosher.
More dick.
You can on Apple and Google both have it for rental and purchase uncut. Elsewhere, you're gonna have some blurs on some dicks. So
Okay.
only human dicks, right?
Yeah. You'll see the monsters just fine.
You'll see the monster cock. Just the more flaccid human peen is edited.
And who doesn't need more of that? So,
Since we mentioned Monster Cock, I want to give a shout out to Roger, who's in the chat. Grab the peanut butter, buddy, and enjoy this movie. We'll continue.
If Chad needs to release a plush of the.
Oh my fucking god! Yes, I want all of them. All of them.
The battle set.
Chad, make this happen, please. Take my money.
Brian, you said trauma. Now I do want to say this is not a trauma. This Unspeakable is not. The first one was just a trauma pickup. As far as so.
Yeah. Hopefully we do get that. That feels like a really good candidate for Vinegar Syndrome release.
Well, everyone, this is what you do. You go to the Vinegar Syndrome, request the title, and you tell them you want Unspeakable.
You want Unspeakable.
You can also tell him Flesh Moon sent you there.
Yeah.
Then we can fight with
tell
them.
him Chad sent you because one time when we brought it up, he said he was driving around with the negative in his trunk. So get that thing scanned now, goddamn.
Yes.
Vinegar Syndrome. You know what? Come on, Refuse Films. Yeah. That's a perfect candidate for the Trome Archive collection. That's my number one pick for the next one. But we'll talk about that in a future show.
That would be great. I want to see him do like a Thelma and Louise with Ginger Lynn and Bailing.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I want. I just want a road movie with Ginger Lynn and Bailing. I don't know what the setup is for that. Like, that would be my.
That's
request.
up to Chad. We're
Yeah.
Yes, please. Have him drive a Thunderbird.
If I had money, I would just just make it.
Can I be the trucker that does like the nasty fucking gestures to him and they blow my shit up?
Obviously this is very much a flesh wound movie. What do you guys think? What do you rate it?
Well, I'll go last because it's gonna be obvious.
All right.
Pugs?
Coming in, I was like, this movie is a 4.5. However, since I've sat with it for a while and I've seen it twice,
You saw with the dicks that was over.
I gotta go 5. It's a 5. 5 out of 5 for me. Fucking rad.
But the blurred dicks is only a 4.5.
4.5. Yeah. Oh, they're blurred. They have big black bars. It's
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
BBC, big black cover. Does that work?
BBB, big black bars. This is not going to be for everybody.
No.
But if you're like me, you always wanted to see a monster cock battle. You always wanted to see John Connor suck on Ginger Lynn's titty. All of this stuff I've waited for my entire life, I get in this movie, and I got to give it a 5. But yeah, it's for you sick motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't asked me this question, so I'm just going to volunteer it. Which do I like better, though? That is the question. The original or this one? I'm just
may I?
No, you may.
I've known you for quite a while. I'm gonna say you like the first one more than this one.
You would be correct, but that I also know it has a soft spot in my heart as being one of my favorite trauma films. And I give the original film a 5. So the difference here being, I still give this a 5 because I still fucking love it.
Yeah.
But again, sentimental attachments to the first one. Turn that frown up. So yeah, but yeah,
I'll say I like the first one more too, but like it is in good company.
yeah. It's different. That's like a smaller, you know, they're different films. I mean, even if they're related, yeah, you don't need to see the first one to really enjoy this one. I'm obviously again recommend doing that, but you don't have to. Like, because I know some people are just like trauma, no thank you. And if you are, you're fine just watching this one.
Actually, if they're showing no thank you, there's a door.
Yeah,
Kick rocks.
So here's my pitch. Pugs, you said there's not enough shit in the movie.
And prostitutes. I forgot. Sorry, Dan.
I figured you want the abuse, more of the abuse angle missing.
Well, that of course, but
Unspeakable 3 From Beyond with Vince McMahon as Herbert West.
as her, no, he would.
I'm sorry, Reanimator. My head went somewhere else.
But he would be the nursing guy. All about it. What the hell's her problem, Dan? We can talk about this off air. I do want this.
I botched the joke.
He totally did. It's
Unspeakable, right. No chance in hell.
Because if you do it, you'd remake the first one with Vince as the nurse. I mean, he'd be like, you know, ooh, that's yeah. Oh, yeah. There's Golden.
But if we're doing another Lovecraft story, Reanimator, Vince McMahon, Herbert West. He wants to get into entertainment now, so
yeah, I don't.
Reanimator with Pat Patterson. I'm in.
That's for the Repenetrator remake.
Chris Benoit.
That's Repenetrator is so good. I love that movie.
I agree.
Yeah, we'll do a Burning Angel show at some point.
We can reach out to Joanna.
Yeah. Fuck.
I'd love to.
No, that might be dangerous with this.
I think he'll be too distracted.
I've met her before.
Okay,
she's cool.
That's fun.
All right.
Well, so we're gonna move on to another one, thanks to Broken Glass Pictures that we are reviewing.
Breaking Glass Pictures.
Did I say Broken Glass?
Yeah, you got the song.
I'm sorry. Breaking.
I
know it's Breaking Glass too.
That's okay. All right. So up next, from co-directors William Instone and Matt Rifley, we have Butcher's Bluff. And in this film, when 4 college students set out to investigate the legend of the Hogman for their film thesis, they expect to uncover little more than small town folklore. But as they dig deeper into the dark history of Emerald Falls, they realize the brutal killer may be more than just a myth. Wearing a grotesque hog mask, the Hogman is a relentless force of terror, hunting down anyone who crosses into his domain. All right, so Butcher's Bluff, we got obviously slasher, typical slasher kind of setup for this one. I'm gonna get one negative out of the way because it's not all negative. I've got some good things to say about this movie.
Runtime,
but runtime.
Mm-hmm.
I agree,
100%.
Especially now we're getting used to those 90-minute runtimes again.
Yeah, you're making look. There's nothing original about this movie, and that's fine. Like, it's a meat and potatoes slasher film. Like, it's not trying to do anything different. It's comfort food. I believe, I don't have the exact runtime, but it's over 2 hours.
2 hours and 3 minutes.
And JJ Michael. This one has Bill Oberst in it, right?
Yeah, and Paul T. Taylor, Pinhead in Hellraiser Judgment, pops up. And when you watch this movie, there is no fucking reason for this to be over 2 hours.
Yeah, because it's like it starts off with a bang. I was like, all right, I'm interested. You got me hooked. And that's
I will say though, it does come back around. I'm like, so hang in there if you're one of those people that turns movies off. It is worth checking out. But the 2 hour over 2 hours for this, that was a little ridiculous. But I do have positive things to say because I did think it was cool.
Yeah. So I mean, well, hot tag, Pugs, go
right.
for it.
Like Dan said, runtime. That was oopsie. But the way the killer looks, awesome. The lore is awesome. You're gonna win me over every time you have a pig face killer. I've said that on the show before. Yeah, and his backstory was rad. Full disclosure, I used to interact with the lead actor, Michael. I forgot, he was called Mikey VHS or something back in the day when I ran the horrified stuff.
Okay.
He we have different opinions on ladies, but he's living the life. I'm very happy that for him that he's got to make his movies and live a good do a good time.
That's
live
awesome.
a good time. Yeah, the movie, the ladies, pretty to look at, fun to watch, get slaughtered, murdered, whatever. Story we've seen before, but it's interesting enough to keep me hooked. It's just that the fatty areas are a little rough, but I'll be goddamn if they didn't nail the ending for me, because we get a scene that homages Henry. And we get bloody titties, and I'm never gonna turn that down. So yeah, bravo. Yeah, but yeah, other than the fatty parts, this is really cool. I would say check it out at least one time.
Have you guys noticed a trend recently? And I don't know if it's just a coincidence that we just happened to review them, but we're starting to get some gratuitous nudity back in horror movies and slashers in particular. We have two,
not in the mainstream ones, but yeah,
not in the mainstream ones, but most slashers aren't. So it's like, okay, maybe
this is the I don't know about there's a lot of the theatrical slasher numbers have upped. I mean,
they've upped
obviously
this year for sure. There's
and obviously Terrifier
yeah,
has nudity plenty, but
you know what? Art made it okay.
Yeah,
the first
I think so, and I think that's what the runtime issue is too.
That motherfucker. Look, Terrifier can do it. We complained about that too because it was unnecessary.
You guys need to shoot for Terrifier 1 an hour and 16 minutes, not Terrifier 2. Try to pull some I Spit on Your Grave too.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We don't want
no.
And it's not that I was necessarily like bored with this movie, because it has, number one, practical effects. Huge in this type of film. When you get it, even if not everyone lands as like an amazing kill, it's like awesome. That's what we need to see when it's a lower budget slasher film. I think we get Bill Oberst is one of the best actors you can possibly hire to make an indie horror movie. I've talked to people specifically about him. I never got to work with them or anything, but he is like, if you want somebody affordable that's going to knock it out of the fucking park, no matter what, if he's in that movie for 2 minutes, he's going to steal the show. If you're lucky to have him for the whole movie, it'll probably be a memorable damn movie. And he plays kind of the creepy shopkeep here. And all of our characters are just slasher tropes. We've got the two sluts that are there to be bitchy and get naked. We've got Bill.
I would have made them sleep on the floor. Like, you are not even allowed on the couch, you fucking bitch.
You're especially mean, Pugs.
I can be. I'm very nice, but cross the line.
That's
I don't give a
my
shit how fucking hot you are.
Bitches, get on the couch.
Yeah. I'll fucking throw the couch outside.
We do have Cool Doofus pops up in this one.
Oh yeah, your nemesis.
Dan's arch enemy.
But we have a few memorable kills. You watch it and it's like, I can see like, okay, you could have trimmed this, you could have trimmed that, and it would have been a more manageable. But I'm not going to complain too much. Good acting, particularly from some of the established names. Brink Stevens also pops up in this one. We get a highlight kill with the head being torn in half, and pretty girls, nudity. What else could you really want? We also get a perverted dwarf that masturbate the girls taking a piss. So
like
everything's there. Just Don't
This
go
is-
over 90 for
This
something.
is where the Snow White reference would have popped up if I didn't shame him earlier.
Yeah.
Just say. This is where he had a, well, there goes my whole bit about the little people.
He should have just that would have been a funny one-liner, hi ho, and then he just like snapped.
Both of my hose. Shit, you're right.
So yeah, this is horror junk food, and I had a good time.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, our biggest complaint is we'd like it a little tighter. Well, I mean, that's different.
I'm also gonna say though, and he looks cool and everything, so I don't have any beef with the killer. I mean, I liked his origin story, being fat shamed and everything. It all makes sense, but I feel like we've got a lot of pig slashers now. We need like another, like somebody's got to have like a raccoon or possum mask, maybe.
Yeah, I'm surprised you said the coon one, because I know. Yeah.
We need to change it up. A skunk mask. I don't know. Something. It's a lot of.
I love my pigs.
We got it. We got a guy in a skunk mask trying to get Snoop Dogg. Is that the gimmick?
I don't know. Just it's a lot of pig people out there. This
More
is the
pig.
second
Fuck
pig
off, Dan. I want more. Give me more pigs.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Miss Piggy to go into the public domain so we can get our Miss Piggy killer.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh. I want to say like she was like a model that stopped getting booked because she gained weight and then goes insane and just starts killing people. I don't know. That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I can come up with
The only problem with that one is it has hit 95 years. We probably got about another 40 to go. So maybe not in our lifetimes.
I still like the idea though. We can do this with like a BBW killer.
I got ideas for days with that.
Smothered with some titties.
I want a head smash, like just the tits like together and just
do some flabs.
right?
Well, they stopped
Anyway.
selling the top.
All right.
Maybe
He's gonna break
Nia will get released from WWE and we can sign her up for that one.
I'm just gonna say it now. It doesn't work. If you're gonna be Miss Piggy, you gotta be white.
We can paint. Piper Niven, what's up?
All right.
What do you mean I'm not booked? So
Before we go too far off, let's go back to
let's rate
Butcher's
it.
Love.
yes, let's rate it. Let's rate
Cool
it.
name too. I'll go. I would be a lot higher had the runtime been a lot shorter, but I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 with a I do recommend checking this out.
The 2 hours annoyed me, but I'm still going to give it a 3. I think there's enough here that if you want a dumb slasher, it entertains.
I'm a little higher. I was happy with the gore and the nudity, so I'm a 3.5.
Yeah.
Definitely worth checking out when you get time. It's on VOD now, so check it out.
Dude, you find a way to cut this down to 70, I guarantee you it's like a 4. So it's worth watching.
No, even just taking that 30 minutes out at 90, it's still tight.
Yeah, but dude, anyway. Yeah.
You're like, no, I want 65 minutes.
Dude, here's my fucking dick. Take it. Okay, it was good. I'll leave.
All
right. Well, we got another seasonal slasher this time for you guys from writer-director Steve Lawson, St. Patrick's Day Massacre. And in this film, on a trip to Dublin to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, 4 friends agree to spend the night in an abandoned tavern where they are stalked by an undead killer in search of revenge for a tragedy that occurred centuries before. All right. So
you know what? I just noticed the bottom of the clover. That's funny. That's good. That's good shit.
Oh, I didn't notice that before either. No, that is cool. So St. Pat's Massacre. It opens in 1825 in Dublin at this Irish pub where this angry guy, Derrig, arrives looking for his wife. And, they're all trying to cover. I don't know exactly why she's getting fucked in the upstairs room of a pub, but
spoilers.
Okay. What's the opening? scene. I
You
mean,
know
Well,
the trailer?
that's where the horrors stay. You want to get banged? You go upstairs to see the horror upstairs. Come
you
on,
just
Dan.
gonna have like
Have you
the
ever
fuck
been to a
there.
pub in the 1800s?
I never have, Todd. So you just keep like I feel like if I opened a pub, I'd be like, yeah, you can rent that room if
Dude,
you're
you don't remember Westworld, the show? Homegirl was the madam, and she's right upstairs above the bar.
I didn't get the
Checks out.
vibe that this was a whorehouse situation.
Well,
though.
no, it wouldn't be a whorehouse situation, but you got the horror wants to work.
It's a selling
It doesn't have
point.
to be a whorehouse. Just
Yeah,
be a whore with the room.
Maybe the bar.
You'd be very
Also,
familiar.
I
with
don't
this-
think she was
this
charging,
setup.
so
Yeah.
whore is the incorrect word.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I didn't say prostitute. I said whore.
Yeah,
You know what?
she
All
is
right,
a
tomato,
whore.
tomato.
She is a whore. But I thought it was
You're
funny.
right. We don't know if there was any money transferred.
Yeah.
The scene where like they're all like, we haven't seen your wife, and then you just hear the
That's how you know she's a whore because they all know where she is.
Yeah, if we shut the fuck up, we get to still play.
they're all thinking it's like, man, I'm lucky I was up there an hour ago. But yeah, no, it sets the tone for a movie that we don't necessarily get after that, I think.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that one also, or even
yeah.
more.
I mean, we shouldn't automatically assume that we're just gonna get cheesy, horror comedy just because it's seasonal slasher. I mean, we're thinking Leprechaun type vibe. I'm not holding that against it, but
so.
yeah, that's what I thought maybe this was going to be by the opening scene. We get some awesome tits. You know what? Look,
Go sign all four.
I'm all overly like bringing this up, I know, but we don't get it often. I'm going to say the opening scene, chef's kiss. Those are some amazing boobs. I would be mad too. Like I would probably go into slasher mode too if I was having to share them titties.
Well, hold on, are we charging? Okay. Ben Grimm had me at awesome tits. All right.
They are exceptionally awesome tits though.
They're
like
pretty great.
Double bagger, but awesome tits.
I'm an ass man, but you know what? Like that made me pause and just think like, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. There is still beauty in this world. And that actress has.
I didn't appreciate it as much as you, Dan. I didn't find American Beauty in this, but
Yeah,
I'm happy for you.
It took him
the
like
bag
20 minutes to
closing.
get past the first scene, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yeah, this one took like 3 hours to watch. So.
Okay.
Nice kids. I mean,
Dan romanticizes himself.
we're gonna get into the rest of the movie, but I think I just
Do we have
paid,
to?
I paid $12 immediately. I didn't even finish the thing, and I just bought the DVD because I liked it that much. So, $12 titties, guys. So we get obviously our slasher offs the gentleman that was motorboating his wife, and then we go into present day, and essentially we follow these women who are visiting Dublin, and they end up staying in the pub. They get guided there by, you want to see real history, so they stay in this rundown
What you get,
pub.
dumb bitches.
Yeah, kind of an interesting decision, I guess. But so we spend a lot of time with these ladies just kind of hanging out in the pub, in this old creepy pub, and the movie slows down quite a bit. We do get some more skin. Another lovely lady shower scene. So they deliver that. Aviana Snow, who's there. We also get the actress from Eating Miss Campbell, who pops up in here. I'm spacing on her name right now. I apologize, but she pops up in this one. She's one of the main girls.
Annabelle Rich.
There you go. Kind of our Velma character. And yeah, like This needed a little more slashing, I feel like. It's like, okay, we've hung out here long enough. There's some subplots that really aren't fully developed, some script issues, plot holes. It's a shame because they did kick it off with a bang for me, but it's just a little low on blood and gore. There's nothing offensively bad about it. I still enjoyed the movie, but could have used a little more sizzle, I think. But what do you guys think?
Had I caught this on Sci-Fi, like in high school, I'd be like, "This is cool. You guys got to see this." I, however, am not in high school. I am a grown person, and I saw this. Doesn't live up to what it promises. I mean, it has the name, and then
Clue
we get that in
killer,
the beginning.
too.
Yeah,
Kind of
and they got the cool weapon. But there's a lot of lulls in this, and as a slasher, it does not deliver. But is it boring? Not completely. Like, I like spending time. I like getting to know these ladies and their backstory.
Very sexy ladies, yes.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it's my favorite flavor. But like, there's room to elaborate, and we could have did a lot more. What we got was just satisfactory, maybe even a little below, because there's something missing here.
We needed the
cool premise.
tone of the opening is what
Yes.
we needed to go throughout.
Yes, Todd nailed it, because it wasn't. I didn't take it as seriously after that, because that was the high point is the opening scene. It gets cool at the end, and I will admit there was a character where even I was like, "You fucking asshole, you dickhead." So yeah, a cool one-time watch, at least for me. Movie looks good. It's shot well. I like the coloring, the dark bar. Todd, you might not, but we'll see.
It didn't bother me in this too bad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I'll put it like this: there's worse Leprechaun sequels you could watch, like for your holiday.
You know what?
So,
Valid. That's a solid fucking argument. But yeah, I found the movie just to be okay.
Yeah.
With exceptional tits, because
I think it's worth a one-time watch, and at least it does respect your time at a respectable 83 minutes. But yeah, I feel like if they kept the tone of the opening throughout the film, I think we would have had a lot higher ratings.
If we can get the prequel where it ends with what we saw, take all my money.
This director's also done a couple Jack the Ripper movies, and like I said, he's very active. It's shot well. Also, practical effects again. It does a lot of things right. It just and cool killer, cool weapon. I just wanted a little more of the killer. That's what I think I needed in this.
But if you need a St. Patrick's Day flick to watch and you want a new one, I think it's worth checking out.
You could do worse.
Yeah,
you could do worse. So all right,
let's rate it.
Let's rate it. I still have to give this one a 2.5. Problems and all. I still appreciate pretty girls, and maybe he can remake it. Maybe that's what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm. Same rationale as Dan here, except I'm not as thirsty. But 2.5 out of 5.
Same here. I'm a 2.5 out of 5. I'm right in between. But yeah. All right.
There we go.
Let's see how our next one does. That is streaming on Screambox. Jeez, I don't know why that was
streaming on Streambox
from Green Team Releasing.
All right, so we've got Cannibal Comedian from director Sean Hates, I believe. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. But in this film, a psychopathic cannibal, fed up with his lack of ambition, takes a stab at stand-up comedy in an attempt to chase both his dreams and his victims. So this one, if you're a fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we've got Ed Neal, who, let's just say, fun little shout out to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He plays a character called Skelly. I'll let that be a surprise. We also get Alan Danziger, who's the narrator for this. So cool little callbacks for us Texas Chainsaw Massacre fans. And so I wasn't sure about this gimmick going in. I was like, okay, a cannibal stand-up guy. That's different. Watching it, this is actually very cool. This is like a modern Herschel Gordon Lewis movie with some splashes of John Waters. The vibe is very much in that realm, which appeals to me. This is another one. I mean, much like Unspeakable, like it's not going to necessarily work for everybody. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed some of the one-liners, the cannibal gags. I had fun with this one. It really did feel like something. If I didn't know better that he had passed away, I would think like, okay, this is like a Herschel Gordon Lewis movie. That's really what this feels like. We get some cool gore. The movie has a very, like I said, oddball tone to it. Like our cannibal also sells like his cannibal meatballs, meatball subs on the side of the road as the side hustle.
Looks good.
I love eccentric towny movies, and there's a lot going on in this town. Very odd, equally
the
insane.
Person with the long nails. I want that movie.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it some good gore. I mean, nothing is played too serious, obviously, but this is a proper cult film. H.G. Lewis in 2025. Did you guys vibe with it though? Because this one mileage is going to vary again.
I will say it was a little bit of a rough start.
Okay.
I wasn't sure what we were getting. I always liked it. But I'm like, I'm not sure if they're going to sustain this because this is awkward. This is weird.
Yeah.
I did not expect this. I did roll my eyes at the name. I'm like, oh, that's whatever. But by the end of it, hook, line, and sinker, I'm fucking in. I'm into this. This world they've created, which is familiar, but brand new because they add that, I'll say John Waters element to it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm impressed. I was caught way the fuck off guard, and the jokes were funny. The laugh tracks were funny.
What do you call a dwarf that lies, cheats, and steals? A lowlife.
Yeah,
it's a lot of dumb jokes that made me smile.
Yeah, I thought I would get annoyed over time with our lead character too, but no, I enjoyed his company. The plot is fucking ridiculous, and I'm in. It also feels kind of like a Fargo, or like in that tone too.
Coen
in the
brothers.
in the world of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Joker, maybe a little bit. Yeah, impressed. Runtime's great. I didn't have any complaints. It's just stick with it if you feel like it's rough in the beginning. It's worth staying the course. I was floored. I really like
stand-up culture too in this. We get the Robin Williams joke stealer kind of element.
I don't talk about
that. Yeah, no, I had fun, and again, some practical gore.
We didn't get a Joe Rogan though to Mincy him.
Oh, that you could have worked maybe in the sequel. The Joe Rogan type character. But yeah, it hits a certain way. This is another one. Some people are going to find it stupid. But...
It's weird, and I think you nailed it with Herschel Gordon Lewis meets John Waters. I think that's probably the best way to give the tone of this. So if that sounds like something you're going to like, I'm going to say check it out. If it sounds like something, you guys are nuts, then yeah, you may not want to.
I would also throw out Rob Zombie, but where does he get his shit from? What we just mentioned.
Yeah.
So. you stoners sure are giving me the munchies. The jokes.
Yeah, and then obviously the Texas Chainsaw Massacre element too. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised. I wasn't sure. I'm hoping this will be in an upcoming horror pack since it is Scream Team releasing.
Yeah, I will be picking this one up. I liked it quite a bit. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, the way he deals with the heckler and everything, I'm like, I do kind of like this. This is a proper cult movie. And yeah, this has been an interesting week. I won't lie, like there were a few things this week I wasn't like super stoked for, and they kind
Same.
of all delivered in their own way.
Same.
You know,
Oh god, that means next week's gonna suck now.
we got some John Malkovich next week.
Well, I didn't say all of it was gonna suck.
We do? What's next? Oh.
Opus.
Oh, okay.
Theatrical. Yes.
And speaking of theatrical fare, we should rate this and move on to that.
Yes. So I'm a 3.5. I like this one a lot. I actually like this one a lot.
I love the look, and I love the look. It's. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I've been going back and forth between the two. I think you guys talked me into a 4 also.
Yeah.
So.
And the fact that how hard it caught me off guard too. Okay, I'm in.
And you can check this one out now on Screambox. So
there you go.
Or pick up the Scream Team Blu-ray.
I will be grabbing it.
To our theatrical main event.
Our main event of the evening, now playing in theaters.
I didn't get a time to do your requested shirt yet, but I almost.
Todd, please, for the love of Christ.
I will do it just so you can't buy it.
Shirt. Okay.
I will.
Well, Dan's very specifically about it.
Okay.
I already know.
All right.
Yeah, I won't give away the gimmick. I won't give away the gimmick.
Yeah, don't do it.
To happen.
You'll figure it out.
We're due a new shirt. All right. So from director, writer James Ashcroft, The Rule of Jenny Penn. All right. Confined to a secluded rest home and trapped within his stroke-ridden body, a former judge must stop an elderly psychopath who employs a child's puppet to abuse the home's residents with deadly consequences. So this stars John Lithgow as American fucking treasure, John Lithgow as Dave, our psychopath, and Geoffrey Rush as the judge. I did not hear a whole lot about this movie up until, I don't know, a few weeks ago.
Ryan Trash. I like puppets.
We'll get to it. Just to see these two actors match wits with each other alone sells the movie. I was like, I'm in. John Lithgow and Geoffrey Rush, I'm fucking in. And I knew I would get something that had to be like good. This movie is fucking great. Maybe the best that I've seen so far this year. This one kicked my ass. It's such a scary and real to life scenario.
I was legit angry, and that's hard to do. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I can see that. So you have Lithgow just running roughshod over this facility because he's more able-bodied. And you don't think of John Lithgow as a physical threat necessarily, but he's a
big man, dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude. And of course, Geoffrey Rush is this very stern, serious, doesn't suffer fools kind of personality.
He's an asshole.
But he's had this stroke, and he can't exactly fight him. And Dave has the workers there are completely oblivious to what a madman he was. They just think he's some mental dude that talks to a puppet, harmless. But unfortunately, he's anything but. The scenes of psychological torment in this movie. It's not a gore movie, obviously, but like what he does to some of these people. Holy shit. There's a scene where he's kicking Geoffrey Rush under a table, and the way they do it, like, again, that seems like very okay, that's not the most horrible thing, but just seeing him break him by fucking with him like this is just awful. This had one of the most heartbreaking scenes. There's a character in this named Tony, played by George Hanair, who, if you're unfamiliar with that name, he was in a great film called Once Were Warriors. He's kind of a Maori guy he's getting the worst of it because Dave is also kind of a racist. So he kind of goes a little harder on Tony. And there's a scene where Tony tries to stand up to him, and he just doesn't have the strength to do it, and it's so fucking heartbreaking, man. This movie kicked my fucking ass. It is so good, and it's real life horror. I mean, you hear all these stories about assisted care facilities.
You know, my first job was working in an assisted living facility. I don't know if you do.
Did not know that.
Yes, my mother got me the job. It was a facility she worked at. So I was like, I was running the desk.
Oh God, were you being Randall there too?
I was not. I was nicer there. I can tell you when it was the era, because I remember going into work the day after and having to bring a copy of the Mick Foley Hell in the Cell match to the administrative assistant so she could watch it.
1998.
So, yeah, but
okay.
So I got like, yeah. So I mean, I worked in that environment, and we didn't have, you know, John Lithgow running around.
Oh,
it does make you mad. Like, there's one thing about this where I'm like, do you motherfuckers not wander the hall at all? Like,
a lot of these places are understaffed.
They are, and
they gave me a job.
But man, I know I'm like, this is just going to be a fucking love fest because I think it's a perfect movie. But it'll make you sad. It'll break your heart. It'll just like make you stand up and cheer. Like, you go through the emotions in this movie, and well, hot tag. I'm gonna love on it a little bit more, but go for it.
I agree 1010%, dude. So that cover, that poster art, a little misleading, but it does play into it. So on the show, I've admitted my love for John Lithgow, being Trinity and whatnot.
Blowout.
I legitimately fucking hated him in this movie. I could not believe my anger towards the man that I truly enjoy. But
what would happen? God damn it.
Dude, he did such, and like, not to take anything away from Geoffrey Rush and everybody else. They did phenomenal. But they were just layupping all of it. Lithgow was Michael Jordan. This dude carried this fucking movie so hard. Again, I fucking hated him. I was like, I want to break your old bones, you motherfucker. You need to calm the fuck down. But then he always wins me back by doing something so despicable.
The Jenny Penn dance. Shit, like,
amazing.
He is bad shit in this.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where to start, because everything about this is a home run. It's fucking incredible. I suck at this right now because it's so good. I had all these things I was going to say, and I can't remember. I felt so right on Brian Trash. I felt so bad for these people. I'm like, because I wanted to stand up for them. Then not to spoil anything, but there's a possible totting scenario that turns into just an assault or a possible assault. I was like, I'm actually not fucking okay with this. Do not do that.
And John Lithgow's putting on like
the only time I was cheering for Lithgow in the whole movie.
So you see John Lithgow, but he's so different. He sounds different. He sounds
he's
like
got the
authentic.
teeth going. Yeah. His backstory, pathetic, but like amazing. It just the two of them going head to head.
Yeah.
The battle of wills here. Who will break? Who won't?
The horrors of aging. I mean,
fuck me if this didn't just engross me into everything. It got me to feel so much. Yeah, this is a masterpiece. This is you're right, Dan. This is the best movie of the year so far that I've seen. It's just hard to beat. John Lithgow knocked it out of the park. Geoffrey Rush kicked ass. There's a moment too where someone is like, I don't want to say shit because I don't want people to think I'm weak or to look at me different. I'm like, God damn, you're breaking my heart here. So yeah, this is good shit. Well written, well directed, well performed. Everything, the music's fucking rocks. The locations. I will have one complaint. the Lord of the Rings ending, like the Return of the King style. Pick an ending and stick with it, but I'm gonna forgive it because, goddamn, did I have a great time. This one I enjoyed leaving my house for, and I would have left it 3 or 4 times. I want to see it again.
I'm really glad you did because we almost moved this to the other one, to the show, the Monday one.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know if Pugs is gonna even want to leave his house, and then
Lithgow.
we kind of left. Yeah, we kind of left it as is, and yeah, I know you would have been really disappointed if not. The good news is now I'm going to say go see it in theaters. This does go on Shudder in a few weeks at the end of the month.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, cool.
But you know, one of the most fucked up things, and if you've seen the movie, you know, is just when he opens the door. Like I said, it's not these like whole like just
no,
like
the one
boring things that he does, but it's
no, the one for me was the one I said earlier with like with the blind guy, and then he can't do shit about what's going on behind him. Like, oh, you're a fucking piece of shit, Lithgow. And I love you.
The Tony character, like, oh my god, like I said, maybe the best scene in the movie is when he tries to nut up to Lithgow, but his body just fails him.
I don't understand how this, like, submit this to the Academy. Like, I understand it's a
Lithgow is just there.
Yeah, so it's a battle, but like, I would bet money that people will be impressed with this movie. So I hope it gets huge.
I think the Academy would be able to take it and look at it as a psychological thriller and talk themselves into allowing it to be.
Yeah.
The only problem is that damn Shudder name's on there. Well,
you should get your ass out to the theater and see this if you can. Like it
even though it's coming to Shudder in a few weeks, go support this. Go see this. This is great acting.
I saw it last night. Had I seen it previously, I would have saw it again. That's how fucking good this is.
Yeah.
I still might if it's there. Is it going to have a longer run?
I don't know. You know, you never know what the Shudder ones, how much longer, you know, past today they're going to go. It looks like the Queen of the Rings showings are starting to disappear too.
That was only supposed to be a week.
Oh, was it only actually? Well,
but see, here's the thing. I have a screen. There's still screenings for me next into the weekend. So,
well, it's from last Friday to next Sunday, I think.
Okay, so
like 9 days.
So through the weekend, that makes sense. So,
okay. Guys, I can't see that. I mean, see it however you got to see it, but go out of your way to watch this. Double it. I mean, just go watch some maybe John Lithgow and Geoffrey Rush stuff in the meantime. Geoffrey Rush in Quills, one of my personal favorites, where he plays the Marquis de Sade. He's amazing. Lantana's one that doesn't get talked about a lot. I mean, of course, everybody knows Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, he kills and all of that. But Lithgow, man, and he does comedy so well. I mean, Third Rock from the Sun. He's hilarious in that. I mean, Harry and the Hendersons, but then Blowout, Cliffhanger, just Raising Cain, just all of the amazing stuff. The height of television, arguably, is the Trinity Killer. These guys,
arguably my balls. That is the best thing TV's ever done.
Well, it's
you know what? I'm gonna bring one up, and this may have to go into one of our Hood of Pruder LA shows. Also co-starred with Ice-T in Denzel Washington in Ricochet.
Correct.
There you go.
You know what? I'm gonna put everyone on the spot. When this hits Shudder, it doesn't have to be immediately, but I would like to do a watch along. I think it'd be worth it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm down.
Cool.
Lithgow, and there is one what the fuck thing that I'm not even giving away, and Todd knows what it is. It happens a few times in the movie.
Oh yeah, I laughed every time it happened.
Well, it's not a funny movie, but at the same time, it's like that did.
I laughed every time it happened.
I can still find, like, I'm still gonna be me, even if I'm like, this is despicable.
I was like, what the fuck?
I did accidentally laugh during the assault It was one of those, you know.
That was the one time, Todd, we would have parted ways because I was legitimately mad. I'm like, you got to be able to put up a fight.
It was more of a laugh, oh shit,
Yeah.
more than just like a belly laugh. It was like, oh shit. Yeah, it was more one of those things. So I'm only that much of an asshole.
Got you.
Yeah. Oh man, such a good movie.
And then just the eating of like, that's not yours. And then you find out he's not like mentally like. Anyway, I don't want to give anything away. He knew better.
Yeah. So, well, I'm a 5. I mean, there's no shocker here. I'm a 5. I'm a strong 5. I want to watch this one again. I will watch this one again. And I say that I've got a lot of movies that I watch for the show, not even counting what I watch outside the shows. And this I will watch twice. And that's the highest compliment I can pay. I want to watch it again right now, if I could.
Amen, brother. Count me in as a 5 also. This is fucking awesome. Go out there and see it, or see it as soon as you can.
You know,
if you
we
can
didn't
see
say
it in the theater, please do, because I do think this one, that atmosphere is perfect.
We didn't say this earlier, so we better say it now, because that's 2 we're gonna have. 5. So we've had 2 big holes on one show. One big end with big holes. Maybe this is the asshole. You like that, Dan?
There you go. And it's so good. Todd's actually going to make me a shirt.
I am. He'll never buy it, but I'm going to make it.
I will buy that fucking thing immediately, Todd.
Okay. I double dare you.
I've got my convention coming up, and I will still make sure I can buy that.
You know, we forgot to do this at the top of the show, and I just wanted to let everyone know, if you guys are watching the last tournament on the left, we're going to give you an extra week to catch up and be ready for the big finale next week.
Yes.
Did we announce what it is to everybody?
We can. I think.
No,
we
did we? Oh.
I think.
Ben Grimm, all of a sudden his PayPal works when that shirt comes.
If Ben has seen the movie, which I believe you did.
Hey, no.
He knows. He knows.
Don't give it away.
Get your wallets out. We could get Gahey for Fahey too, since that's like 3 years.
Don't get crazy, Dan.
We'll see what kind of mood
Start
I'm in.
buying shit
Again,
first.
I was prepping for an upcoming show that will drop next week. I've seen more Lloyd Kaufman this week in extras and Kabuki and Toxic, but we'll stay tuned for that show. But we do have one more thing. I mentioned on the last horror pack that my January package got MIA'd. I finally got my replacement, so we're going to do it real quick.
Hold on, Todd. We still have the rule of Jenny Penny.
I'll pull it off.
I keep saying Jenny Penny. Jenny Penn.
And so we will.
The role of Jenny Craig could be the BBW.
Okay. So let's just look at these clues real quick. Let's see how good we are. You know, we're always great at these. All right. Clue 1. Who wants to read them so you both don't read? You want to go?
I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go one at a time. I'll go first.
Okay. Pugs will go first.
Murderous hordes don't play by the rules.
Okay, that's a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, we got a 1 in 100,000.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think we're good with that one. So let's just go with the next one.
Dan.
The message is best left unanswered. Fuck you, horror pack.
Don't answer the phone.
Yeah, like it's a
they nicely replaced it, even though like there's one package sitting in the middle of Arizona since January 3rd.
Yeah, I was gonna say it took you a while.
They like it when you watch.
Okay, like a pervert voyeur type thing, or a cuck. Maybe it's a cuck slasher.
Slasher said a zombie football movie for the foot one. World War Z. Ben, we are not doing the Looney Tunes movie next week. I'll go see it, but I can get my thoughts at the end of the show. But I know
there's a Looney Tunes movie coming out.
Yeah, well, it's not the good one. It's not the Acme versus Coyote that they canceled. But anyway,
Dan,
If you're going to hell, bring friends. I mean, I don't know if that's like literal hell.
Slash Room Video says Pontypool for the message.
Well, that would be awesome.
Let's find out. I'm gonna go ahead and open it, and we'll see. We're doing this one quick since it isn't as timely anymore. Because I'm waiting on the March one now.
Ben Grimm says Firefest.
Firefest. All right.
So yeah, I got no fucking clue for this.
Yeah, they're gonna send it that late too, and then it's like they give shit clues.
They didn't send it late, Dan. They got lost.
Yeah,
they did their part. This is why I told you to calm down.
This is on the post office, not on them.
Yeah. They on the post office. Yes. Okay.
You put your dukes down.
All right.
Gonna get his Karen hair out.
All right, first one.
Yeah. Oh, broadcast signal intrusion. Okay, that makes sense.
So instead of Pontypool, this would be the.
Yeah, I should have known based on the company too.
All right, Dark Sky. Well, I don't have this, so this will be a cool. All right, let's see what next is. All right. Oh, is that black? Is this a 4K?
Oh my God, you got the crap. Well, hey, you know what? It's a 4K, and you don't want to
coming soon to Fleshbeard Features eBay store. I do already own this one, so
all right.
Okay.
Got to keep the Blumhouse section complete.
I have the other movies. I haven't brought myself to buy that yet.
Oh, well, then here you go, Dan.
Well,
all right. Oh, here we go. Oh,
Weed Shark 2.
Oh, that's from different. They've never done Wild Eye, have they?
No, we got our first Wild Eye release. Ooh. No, there was that one 3D one that I got. I can't think of it. Was it the Mummy 3D?
Oh, the Mummy one. Okay, that's been a long time though. I don't think that was so much a Wild Eye. I think that was a overstock kind of thing. Okay, well that's cool.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, I'm glad I finally got it. And the last one, the Horror Pack exclusive, Horror Pack number 104, if my memory is correct. And that is 9 Windows.
9 Windows.
Okay.
All right, I don't know this one. Should I read the back on this?
Yeah, sure.
I think that's the voyeur type one.
Yeah, that's.
They like to watch the girl in the wheelchair? I'm in.
Yeah. Flicking that bean.
After a tragic accident that killed her parents, Lisa is unable to walk and lives alone, blaming herself for the car crash. She suffers from depression and spends her days trolling people on the internet. Man's future. Then one night, someone posts a video of a bag catching fire and the sound of a dog yelping. Oh. In the days following, other videos follow of someone actually getting killed, killing people in gruesome ways. When the police dismiss it as a hoax, it's up to Lisa to find the killer before she becomes the next victim. So it's a digital rear window.
Okay, that actually sounds promising.
I'm not cool with the dog part, but yeah. That's cool.
You know what?
Women drivers. Am I right?
Well, there we go. That's the Horror Pack this time.
Right on.
All right. So,
nice.
Very cool. All right. Well, on that note, that's all I got.
That's all I've got too. I think we got another stacked week coming up. And for any of you out there, if you happen to be in the Nashville area, Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival, I will be there. I got my tickets today. I got my hotel lined up. So yeah, come say hi. I'm going to get to meet Lisa Schrage from prom night too. So I'm very excited about that.
That is very cool.
Yeah. And what else do we got coming up? I know we have some After Dark coming up. We're also gonna have Analog Nightmares coming back soon. So you'll get a good variety of stuff on the channel. And I know next week will be stacked once again with Opus and several other things to be announced. So check it out. And
that's it.
That's it. Who rules? Plus good features.
Money's on the dresser.
I'll see you in Disneyland.
Oh crap! That shouldn't have happened.